What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's your boy Coop here with Unfair Sports and Sooner or Later podcast. And I'm absolutely honored today because we've got a cat that a lot of y'all know. You've heard his name, you've seen his film, we've done video breakdowns. And so I want to talk a little bbit about the man who is Mr. Darius Afalava. And Darius, man, I appreciate you pulling up to the show. I know that you got this. This is commitment eve for you. And you got a big day tomorrow. So, man, tell me a little bit. You were just talking behind the scenes here real quick, and you're just coming off of practice. So how'd that go?
Practice was good. Me and my boys got after it. We scrimmaged a few teams. We won against all of them. It was good. It was smooth.
What's the temperature out there right now?
I think it hit 101.
Yeah. So you're looking at several different schools that are in hot places, right? And so you're used to playing in the heat, right?
Sure.
Definitely. Well, man, let's get diving in here. Tell me a little bit about the origin stories. Everybody loves origin stories, whether it's comic book movies or anything else. When did football become something in your life?
Really, my freshman year. That's really when I started playing football. It really started. I was always the tallest kid in the classroom. So I always played basketball. I played since like third grade. It's always stuck to me. And then freshman year, I was playing the 5, and I'm like 6'3", and my dad's like, "Darius, to be honest, you're not gonna make it play basketball." I was like, I was crying. I was like, "What do you mean? Like the goal is to get to the NBA?" But he was like, "Darius, you're 6'3" playing center. Like it's just realistic." And then he just threw me on the football field. I played D line my freshman year, and then sophomore year came up, and we didn't have anybody at right tackle, and then they just threw me in there. And after my sophomore year is really when everything started to happen, and now I'm in the position I'm at right now, down to my Final Four.
Down. So you're playing. I'm just gonna say, I don't know if you watched the NBA draft last night, but
I did. Yeah.
I think you might be able to have been drafted last night. That draft class is a little weak with no Victor in it or Braun or anything like that.
Yeah.
So do you so being out in that area, do you follow any specific teams, Utah or anything like that?
I love watching LeBron. I feel like everybody can say that, but I think I've been a Braun fan for a long time. You can ask any of my friends. I think that used to be my profile picture for some of my social medias. Like, that's still a person I look up to. But I really just go wherever LeBron goes, I feel like. But
yeah. So I was a massive Heat fan. I'm obviously in Oklahoma, but I was a Heat fan, growing up with Tim Hardaway, Lonzo Mourning, Dan Marley, guys like that. So I was huge. So when he went there, I also was a big Ray Allen guy, and I had a buddy named Kartik, and he was, he's always been a Portland guy, but we kind of had like sub teams too. So I was pretty excited when he went to Miami.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're sitting there at the basketball court, and now you get moved over into a right tackle piece. And did you have an easy transition from the defensive side of the ball over to the offensive?
I feel like the first 2 weeks were a little hard, but I think after that I did I started getting some training and everything. And really the footwork wasn't even hard. It was really just the mental part of the game. And still to this day, I still strive to be good within the mental part just because I'm still new to the sport. But I felt like the first 2 weeks were tough, but as I started to train and everything, it really just started to become easy.
Definitely. Basketball players, you see all of them. They've got the headphones on. They're getting in the zone. Do you kind of take that over onto the gridiron? And what are you listening to pre-game, pre-practice to get yourself jacked up? Because your job's to go out and put folks on their back.
Okay, this is weird, but I listen to either like hard rap, like something normal, like any football player would listen to. It's either that or country. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just listen to country. I don't know. Just soothes my mind, something like that.
Hey man, this is Oklahoma. We know country. We know country around here. So, are you listening to new country? Teddy Swims, guys like.
Yeah, okay. I like new country. I can't do old country. Just me personally.
No Neil and no George Strait or anything like that.
Yeah. No.
All right. So right now you are. We're about to go into senior year. obviously you're wanting to put in, work, continue to elevate your game. What are a couple aspects of your game that this year you really want to dial in?
I'd say the mental part.
Mental
Saying
part?
that earlier, I just say because I'm still inexperienced. I mean, being a 4-year starter and everything is cool, but I just think, me personally, I really want to get that mental aspect of the game down. Just because I just feel like the thing that separates players really is just that mental part. So I wanna be a part of that 1% that knows everything. So that's really my goal coming into this season. Just staying in the film room and doing all those other things. But yeah.
Do you do you watch guys in college or NFL that you're really just kind of keying in on what they do and some of the tactics that they use?
I think I just watched some freaking Zach Martin stuff just before I
Exactly.
went to my scrimmage today. So I say Zach Martin is someone I look up to. Zach Martin, Quentin Nelson,
Hmm.
obviously Panay Sewell, just guys
Oh
currently.
yeah.
Those are guys I like to copy my style off of. But yeah.
So what's your favorite thing? I mean, you're out there on the field. Obviously, like winning is the ultimate goal, right? But what's your favorite thing about playing offensive line? Is it more along the lines of putting folks in the sideline, or is it just knowing that like guy lines up across from you and you just know that you're about to own his mind the entire day?
I just like I just like being with my bros. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I want to get the pancake and everything, but I just think what makes online so cool is that you got brothers on the side of you, and it's a whole. Because I don't think any other position is as close as the O lineman and their group. Just because
Yeah.
everybody, you just think about it. You got the D line. It's like every man for himself. Like, do your job, but as an O line, you got to work together, and I just think that's a cool thing. Just the boys working together as one, especially with our line being really close. I just think that's a whole thing that people take for granted as an O lineman. But yeah.
Definitely so. What's a? I mean, you said you want to work on the mental part of it. What do you think your number one strength is as an offensive lineman?
I'd say personally, my athleticism, getting to the second level. I feel like I feel like once I get to the second level, I feel like I can cause havoc, I should say, and just able to take down the linebackers and everything, just comboing up and everything, pulling. I just think I'm really good in the run game and pass game. Not even in a cocky way. I don't like being big headed, but I just think I offer a lot to the table for any team I go to.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, you want to be confident in yourself. I mean, I just always say if you don't think that you're the best one, I mean, that's
So,
not the mentality that you want to run into. So, I mean, that's where you want to be.
yes,
All
sir.
right. Major in college. What are you thinking about studying? Have you kind of narrowed it down on that front?
I want to do business, entrepreneurship. I want to make my own business. I think I looked into it my sophomore year, and I've kind of just been working into it so far after that. So that's really where I'm looking at right now.
Okay. So, what are some business ideas? Do you have any business ideas currently that you're like kind of toying with in your head?
I want to continue. If the league don't work out, or if I get cut from the league short, I want to do something that'll help kids, especially in like my hometown and everything. That can help just kids get better opportunities and everything, and just use what I've learned in college, high school, and just pass it on to the younger kids. I feel like.
That's awesome. If you guys are just pulling up, we've got four-star offensive lineman Darius Afalava. Now, Darius, am I pronouncing the last name right? Am I butchering it?
Yes, sir. Yo, yes, sir. You saying it perfect.
All right, all right. I always worry about that, and obviously, my name's Eric Cooper, so there's not too many trip ups there. But what are some of the odd pronunciations that you've heard people try to drop?
About my where I'm going.
Oh, you're with your last name.
Oh, I've heard like how people have said my last name.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know Alfalfa from Little Rascals? Bro, that's the number one thing. I think when I was a younger kid, my name was Alfalava 09, something, it was my last
Yeah.
name, and they would just keep saying Alfalfa, like so naturally, like they knew what they were saying. I had to put my mic on and tell them that they're saying the wrong thing, but no, that's the main thing. I've heard a lot of different things, but Alfalfa is the number one thing I hear.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna share this one here real quick because This is your Final Four. So you're down to Michigan State, Oklahoma, Utah, Washington. Is that list still pretty much intact?
Yeah, the list is intact. That's accurate.
Okay, and you are going tomorrow, and I think I covered it up, but I think you're doing 2:30 Mountain Time tomorrow. Is that correct on 247 and going live on Instagram? 4:30. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go back through editing and make sure that I don't mess that one up, right? So you've got friends and family. It's going to be joining you. What does this process? You've gone through this whole thing. You're a fast riser. What's the process taught you as far as the recruiting piece just over the past couple of years?
I'd say I see stuff I've learned is just how much of a blessing it is. I'd say it's like I just realized when I was younger, I think freshman, sophomore, I'd always compare myself to other freshmen and sophomores that had more offers and everything. And I'm like, and I'd always be in my head about that, but really just be blessed to be in the position you're at. Just that's the main thing I feel like, and just learn to just keep your head down, just stay 10 toes down, and just to keep working on what you're doing, and just play like you don't got any offers. I feel like that because I feel like the main thing guys come into when they start getting the offers and everything, they start to separate themselves in a negative way, saying they don't need to do anything like this and that. But I still try to do the things that even kids that are on the JV or sophomore team do, just simply like setting up the bags, something you would tell the younger guys to do. I just think doing stuff like that just really helps you within your own character and everything, helps you build character. So that's what I say.
So on your team right now, do you have any, freshmen or sophomores that you kind of see that are starting to come up and do you get a chance to kind of feed into them kind of like guys did with you a couple years ago?
I say my right tackle, his name's Montaliti Benjamin. He's got 7 offers right now. He's a sophomore going to his junior year. I think Coach Bebo, me and him were meeting at Skyridge, and then he asked who Lee was because he's like 6'8", 6'7". So
yeah,
he caught his eye, and then but yeah, he's got a few offers right now. Coach Bebo's been talking about going back to see Lee sometime this coming December, something like that. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on the podcast soon.
All right, that sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, so you bring up Coach Beanbo because this is a man who, I mean, the track record, it just is what it is. Like the guy's just putting folks in the league left and right. There was one day in his history where he smiled. How's your relationship with Coach Beanbo? Because I mean, every single offensive lineman that I talk to, they have such a great relationship and they love this guy and he is so real but he is also real that he's going to push you and he wants to squeeze everything out of you. So how does that relationship look like for you guys?
Man, real, the way you said real, that's the part that stands out to me the most. It's so hard to find a real coach these days. I feel like just a coach that is going to be the same person when you get there. And I know a few of the players on the team, and I asked them. I asked them on how they felt within, and even guys that don't start or anything, and they say the same thing. They say Coach Beatenbow is going to get the most out of you, and it's going to be hard. But I know that's what you need in order to get to the league, and I'm down to do whatever in order to get there.
So coming into looking for schools, you're going around and visiting multiple different campuses. Did you have a list set up in advance to kind of the things that you were looking for in the school that you're going to play the next 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, I did. The number one thing is a school that wants me to graduate, where the main thing is graduating. And I kid you not, I literally saw a chart, and the number one thing in Coach Venables' thing is to graduate. So I feel like a coach that cares about more than just football and cares about you as a student, as a player, and everything is crucial. Because my parents say all the time, football don't last long. You still got like 4 years ahead of you of life. So I just think that says volume. Just with him caring so much about academics and really just league ready, like coaches that have been a part of that league thing. And not to mention guys like Cody Ford, Creed Humphrey, all those guys. Like Coach Beatenbow literally asked Creed Humphrey to text me, and that made my whole week having a Creed Humphrey text me. So that was something. So yeah, I just think they check every box. Like
yeah,
Yeah, I like not even in any BS way. They checked up every box. I feel like that me and my family were looking forward to. So yeah.
So I always ask people about the soul mission because you know,
Oh yeah.
I spent time as a youth pastor for a while, and now I do this and I work for USA Today. But the soul mission is one that some people, I mean, it's just massive for them, and some people like they like it a lot. So for yourself, what does the soul mission mean to you? For making sure that you continue to grow as a man and be a great role model for some of the people that you're going to be feeding into.
Can you say that one more time, please?
Yeah, so soul mission, like how does that affect you? Like what does the soul mission mean to you?
I just think that was the main part. I feel like that separates. I think that's a big reason why Oklahoma is always good in recruiting every year since Venables been there. The sole mission is because I also come from a country where it's like poor and everything, being from Samoa, not from Samoa, but just
Yeah.
where like all my people are from and everything. It's
Hmm.
hard to find. It's hard to find people that can come and help, just people in need, and the fact that Oklahoma doesn't, and not even to mention helping the kids, but helping yourself, building your own character. I feel like is important. So I just think the character development you go through with this whole soul mission is crazy. So that's really a big part. The soul mission I think is a big part. Not even for me. I think I can speak for all the commits that have committed so far. That's why OU is like a really big deal.
Definitely so. Guys, again, I appreciate you all hopping in. If you got it, I'm going to be sharing this video with Darius. But if you hop in the comments, let us know what you think about just everything that he has to say about the program, about himself. And if you got any questions, obviously, Darius, I love it that, on the Bird app or X or whatever we're calling it nowadays, you're not out there all the time, but you do respond to people. So, I'm pretty sure that you'll get a lot of love from the Oklahoma fans and wherever you do end up. So, let's talk food, because as an offensive lineman, food's a big part of your life, whether
Oh
it
yeah.
is, the proper food to get down a few pounds or to gain. So, you get home from practice. What's your go-to, meal when you just finish practice?
Man, that's a good question. I say lately I've been on this meal prep thing. It's been boring. The meal prep has been boring, but what I would want is a nice steak.
A nice steak.
A nice ribeye steak. That's
Okay.
that's something my papa used to make for us lately. But since I've been on this meal prep stuff, it's just been the same thing over and over. But it's all cool.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So restaurants around Lehigh. Do you got your favorite go-to places around town?
It's this local food truck called Nothing But Grinds. It's. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Okay. Okay. It's a simple food truck from these people down from Hawaii, and they came down here and they made their own little mix. You ever had a musubi before?
I've never.
Really? Oh well, it's this thing covered in rice, spam on the top, and then you got seaweed wrapped around it.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, yeah. I had that. Yeah, we were down in Hawaii and we
Yeah,
got up a food truck there. Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Well, they do that and they deep fry it. They deep
Ooh.
fry it and put this teriyaki sauce over it. And I promise you, bro, you come to Utah, let me know when you're here. I'll get you
Yeah.
some. Some of the best
Hey,
stuff I've had.
I'm just saying that, like, you're wanting to be a business guy and open up stuff. I mean, a food truck bringing that type of stuff to, wherever you go, that might be a business venture. Because I mean,
Oh
people
yeah.
are down for that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, let's do something. You talk about doing some stuff, and I want to share a clip that I have right here. You have let's see here. Let me bring up your huddle film. And I'm going to play this clip because I want to know what was going through your head on this one. And I don't, it'd be the next play here. You get circled up and you run and
Oh,
you headhunt a guy, and then it looks like you took his soul. And there's multiple of these things. Have you ever heard like a guy catch you out of the corner of his eye and just be say some crazy like, oh my god, or oh, and curse or anything like that? Or do you just usually hear them bounce off the turf?
I usually just hear him bounce off the turf. I really think guys were scared of me. I just feel like a lot of the teams we played, not even just me personally, I just feel like my team were just good at intimidating the guys in front of us, and that's really all I hear. Really, is just the turf, and then just them just swearing, just saying they got to line up again. But that's also another thing I like about O line is that because even how good you are, you pancake them, they got to come back up and line up again and do the same thing again. So I just think it's good just to get it over and over and over. So yeah.
Definitely. Well, let's fast forward 48 hours from now. Everything's going to be, everything's going to be all settled up. Do you feel like it's going to be a relief that, it's all kind of done and now you just get the preparation, you got everything set out in front of you, or are you going to miss the recruiting process a little bit?
Um, I will be happy it's done. I just think going into June and May, it was really a stressful time for me just because of all the messages getting about and all the OVs. People think from the outside that OVs are all fun, which they are, but it's really overwhelming. I feel like just all the information you got to take in and all the relationships you build, and
Yeah,
just all that just to choose one and you break the whole relationship. I just think it's really stressful. But if I were to just say this to anybody else going through the recruitment process like younger, I'd say to just enjoy it and just go at your own pace. Like you don't got to answer all these coaches at the same time. You can always take your time. So that's what I'd say. But yeah, I am glad this thing is almost done though, for
yeah.
sure.
So you're going to be coming up. Whoever you go, you're going to have a pretty rowdy defensive line across the field from you.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to just lining up against other freshmen, D tackles, which are all D1 guys have been the best players on the field most cases. Do you look forward to that?
I do because that's really that even our D line. Credit to our D line. That's a big reason why I think why I've been be able to do so well. Starting from a good friend of mine, Tausili Akana, he was getting recruited by
Oh
Oklahoma.
yeah,
Yeah, that was one guy that was able to give us really good looks, and then not to mention the two underclassmen that are with me. Those two are also at the same caliber of Tausili too, and those two have also been able to give me really good looks. So that's another thing about Oklahoma why there's such a big place for me is because it reminds me just of the school down here of guys that you can go against and sharpen against each other. It won't be like any kind of like oh it's them, we can take a break, or something lazy. But
yeah.
I just think with those guys around, they can give us good looks, and that's perfect.
So everybody loves to hear Coach Smitty, stories at Oklahoma. He is legendary for his summer workouts. Obviously, I don't think the summer heat's going to really bother you too much. But have you heard any crazy Smitty stories where you're like, oh my gosh,
I've heard oh that's Coach Smitty, and I'm like oh am I supposed to be like scared like not in a disrespectful way, like just because
yeah,
I had no clue about anything of him, so I'm just like oh shoot is he like big time or something, but I just look at the Instagram, I see like the summer workouts and everything, I'm like oh that's something else, especially in the
the
humid heat and everything.
Yeah. Well, the process is almost over. So I want to kind of go a little bit more of some of your favorite moments during your recruiting process. Maybe one or two. You can leave omit the school if you want to, but give me two parts of the recruiting process that you just really really enjoyed.
um like it doesn't have to be Oklahoma.
No.
um I say Oregon. It was fun going to Oregon, just seeing all the cool stuff, all the glitz and the glamour. I just think that was because as a little kid, everybody's like, "Oh, Oregon's got all these nice jerseys," and I was like, "All right, let's see if they actually got it." They do. They really.
Yeah.
Do. It's cool. It was cool to be out there and just to see just like since there's a lot of polys that came out there, it was cool just to see like cool like guys from the same background as me, just be coming from Oregon. But that was cool. And second really, it was really going to the spring game, the Oklahoma spring game. That was really fun. I just it shocked me and my mom were shocked that there was that much people at a spring game because we're used to going to the Utah one. Usually it was like 20,000 or something. But I think there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, it was. I was down on the field right after Jay and I got pulled in by. I will not say the parent's name, but they laid us down. So, we were walking around and having conversation. I saw you over there and you had a little bit of a crowd around, but that was I think it was around 50,000 people. And I think the year before, we had like 80. I think it was crazy.
It was the weather that was
Yeah.
the big reason why it was like that.
A lot of threats. Yeah. Cause I think we had to move it back a little bit. So, you said, with the Samoa, heritage, you've got guys in pretty much on all campuses where you're going to have one or two of those cats. I know that's always super important. So I seem it's a redundant question to ask you, but like, what does that mean to you to have guys on the team that, also share some of your heritage and guys that you can have the conversations? Because there's traditions and there is, the family is a huge thing in the culture. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, is that a really, really big deal for you?
It is, but man, Coach Venables doesn't even think he'll go to this meeting. He knows that polys love to be around polys, and he told me the first thing he said to me, if you come to Oklahoma, there ain't no policy days, right? And I was like, oh, he called me out because he was like, I know you polys like to be around each other, but I'm gonna tell you this, Darius, you come to Oklahoma, it's gonna be a challenge, and I'm down for a challenge. Like I told him, like, because the only poly I know down here and is on the team is Jaden, but what's it called? It was just that's the biggest thing for me. But now the way that Coach Venables said it, I do want to take that challenge and be someone that doesn't go where every poly goes. I want to be someone that's different and makes his own statement. So I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, I got to take Jaden's family picture down on the field at the spring game, and
really?
they had everybody out there, and when his mom, she did the announcement, and I thought that was one of the most amazing things. So we were talking about that. Tell me this, family wise, obviously wherever you guys go, your family's going to want to travel around. Do you have a pretty big party that's going to be coming in? If you guys are, if you come to Oklahoma and you're playing in any of the area, are you going to have a pretty big following?
Like as a family moving?
Yeah.
Oh, my family don't want to move. They made it clear that they don't want me staying home. Yeah, that's my mindset. I definitely don't want to be home. So, like, not even like disrespecting my parents, like more just like as just building myself and just experiencing the normal college life. I just think it would be cool to get out. And my parents like, if you go to Utah, Darius, we're not coming to see you. I was like, oh, all right. I was like, okay, there's no reason to go there then. But yeah,
we got the TV.
Yeah, for real. But that's really how I see it.
So tell me about. I got just a couple more for you, and then I'll let you get to your to the rest of your life here. But I appreciate it if you guys are just checking in. 4-star offensive lineman, I believe should be a 5-star. Darius Afalava. Darius, Oklahoma fans. The moment that a commitment joins the family, they rally around. So who are they going to be rallying around? Who are you, and what are Oklahoma fans going to get if that is your selection?
Can you reword that, please?
As a person, who are they getting in Darius Afalava?
I just think they're gonna get someone that's humble. I'd say so. Like it's not humble to say you're humble, but I just think I'm someone that will work hard and will. And if you know me in person, I love to goof around and everything. So I'll be someone that all you fans can come to and just laugh with. I just think I'm a really cool dude. I feel like I bring a lot to the table, not even as a player but as a person. I feel like I'm very helpful around anybody that needs it. But I just think they're gonna get someone that will help them do something in this program and do something big in the SEC.
SEC. So that's my last question is, you moving from the Big 12 to the SEC, and just with the conference realignment, does the conference play a part in why you will make your selection, or is that a little bit further down the list?
That's the main reason, really. LSU was on my list before Oklahoma, and the thing that made me switch dates and kick off LSU was that Oklahoma had every check except for that SEC until I heard
Mm-hmm.
news that they were going to the SEC. And so I was like, oh, I'll just kick LSU off and just throw on some OU. But yeah, that's the main reason. Like, just kicking off some people that I've been with since last summer to people that are this new to the recruitment process. I think it speaks volume on why I want to be in the SEC. I just think that's the best way to go to the league is to go against the best. And it's either SEC or Big Ten for me.
Yeah,
It's no other way. But yeah,
definitely. So last thing before we getting out, you got conference rivalries. OU and Texas has been an absolute, just a firestorm for all the time. What team are you most excited to play in your college tenure? And hopefully that's not a question that, gives away too much, but is there a team that you're like, oh man, I can't wait to go play that team?
oh, Texas. Not even
Texas.
not even as if I were to go to OU, like just in general, because Charles Sealy, the kid that's
Mm-hmm.
from he's at Texas, and I have a friend Leona Lafau. He's also at Texas too, and I just think it'd be fun just to go at him and just compete. So yeah.
Have you talked to a comment here recently? How's he doing down there?
Who?
Your boy, Silly.
Oh yeah, he's been doing good. I think he's getting a lot of reps right now. But yeah, going into his redshirt freshman year, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Well, Darius, I appreciate you joining me, man. Like I said, I know that you have a big schedule, so I'm gonna let you get back to that. So because you let me out a little bit with the Texas stuff, can you give me a horns down for the record?
Yes,
There
sir.
it is. There it is. Right. So, guys, appreciate again. 4-star offensive lineman Darius Afalava. He is making his decision tomorrow at 4:30 Mountain Time. I think I got that one right this time. And Darius, I just appreciate you hopping in with me and taking some time out of your day, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be on this. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate it. And so again, hop down in the comments if you guys like these, like the content. If you have questions, I will be sharing and tagging Mr. Afalava here as soon as this is ready. But as always, thanks for pulling up for Unfair Sports. Like and subscribe. We're gonna have more of this content coming up. And as always, we'll catch you next time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.